Of all the videos that I've made that probably take a lot of people outside their comfort zone, this one is one that is definitely taking me outside my comfort zone, unlike any other. See, recently my wife sent me an article about the GOP in Florida and how much they have done against the Second Amendment. Now, I want to take a moment and say, you know, I don't like your Republicans and I don't like your Democrats. I think all politicians are innately evil. I think they have special interests, and I don't think you and I are their interests. So, when I see people saying, well, vote for this guy because he'll save your Second Amendment rights, but this guy will take them away, I think they're both a threat, and the sooner you realize that, the better off you are going to be. Now, with that being said, as we see both sides, GOP and Democrats, coming to the table on gun control, we've seen in Florida those politicians and the governor on down, they red flag laws. I mean, the what was referred to as the gunshine state, not so shiny anymore. I would not want to live in Florida. I love Florida. I think it's beautiful and all, but I would not. I would feel almost as uncomfortable there as I do in New York when it comes to carrying guns, because of what the Republicans have done in Florida. Now, with that being said, something my wife told me that has weighed heavy on me, and my wife is a lot smarter than I am, and I'm not just saying that to flatter her, because I'm sure she probably won't watch this video. I'm saying that because it's true. If people that know us both very well, they'll say, yeah, that is true. She is way smarter than him. But she said something to me that's weighed heavy. She said, you have a moral obligation as your channel and who you speak to talk about these things. So when she said that, I honestly thought, oh my gosh, I can't do that. But as the Second Amendment community, we have a tendency to dig in our heels and not give anymore, because it seems like so much has been taken already. And I know we can't just do nothing. I know that. But I'm bringing the question, not what are we willing to give, but what are we willing to negotiate? Because we're all, something has to be done. What you're going to see is you're going to see the GOP give away your Second Amendment rights if you're not cautious. If you keep saying, oh, vote for them, they'll save us, vote for them. Like I'm telling you, they're going to give away your rights, and they already are and have and will. Your favorite politician, your former president, even said he was for red flag laws. Like, you need to be aware. With that being said, we're going to push politicians aside. This is just between us citizens of America, us Americans, us Second Amendment loving Americans. What are you willing to negotiate? Because, I had a conversation once with an anti-gunner. And I kind of brought up, well, you know what? I'm willing to maybe give this thing. But in return, and then they immediately said, well, that's when you lost me. So they just, so you can't have that. You can't say, well, take, and we just give. There has to be some give and take. So I'm just going to share a story, for example. Growing up in Missouri, when I bought my first handgun back then, you had to be 21. You still do today, but you had to be 21 then, of course. But you had to apply for a permit. Now, that permit then allowed you to buy one handgun, and it was definitely not as fast as 14 days, but I think it was under 21. I think they say 21 days. And it was about that. If you want, so you had to wait 21 days to get a permit, and then you could take that permit and you could buy one handgun with it. If you wanted a second handgun, you had to go get another permit. And that's just how it was growing up. And I'm just being honest, like, that's how it was when I was younger. I don't really necessarily have to walk into a store and walk out. I don't need a gun right now. I definitely don't need, certain types of guns right now. But at the same time, if that's something that we're willing to, I'm not necessarily saying that's what we're willing to give. I'm just saying I want to open up the dialogue, and I'm giving you an example. But in return, if I have to wait that long and you want to do all your background checks and whatever it is you want to do to ensure that I'm a law-abiding citizen and that I'm not going to do something with this weapon, then I want a short-barreled, fully auto rifle with a suppressor. Like I think you got to do a little give and take. Now, I'm just giving that as an example. If you get this, then I want this. Now, that's just an example. Maybe everybody hates that idea. I don't know. It was just a conversation I had with one person. But I share that conversation because I want to invite everyone to dialogue below. Just comment. What is it you think should be done? It can't be nothing. I mean, something has to be done. What are you willing to come to the table for and with? What should you expect if you're all GOP and GOP is going to save your Second Amendment, and they sure talked at the NRA like they were gonna? If that is true, what are they going to give away? What can you expect them to give away? What are you okay with them giving away? Because they're the ones going to the table, and they are going to the table. They've made it very clear that they're ready to go to the table and talk about sensible gun control. So what is it? That's what this video is about. I'm not trying to say that we should give anything. I'm not trying to say we should not give anything. I'm just saying, based on conversations I've had and my own experience, these are just real situations that I've been in. That something? Is there something in there somewhere? But really, just start putting in the dialogue, and I'm going to do a follow-up video. We'll kind of take everything that you guys said, and we'll kind of say, well, here's what at least people that watch this channel think should or should not be done regarding guns. So love to hear any thoughts, insight. Definitely put that below. I think this is an important conversation because they are going to the table and they will be giving away some rights. But how should all that, we'll just put your comments below. That's all I'm asking for. So love to hear any thoughts and insight on that. Again, put it below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel with Patreon. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests. So please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.